The streets have been curious about which bike comes out on top as the Triumph Speed 400 and the KTM Duke 390 race through town. Each bike has its idea of what riding is all about. For those who love speed, the other is for those who love to ride far because it's comfortable. Tired of the endless debates? Is it the Triumph Speed 400's breathtaking speed or the 390 Duke's formidable engine prowess? Today we're diving into an epic comparison between the two iconic motorcycles. The main difference between the two bikes are centered on their hearts. We've known and loved the KTM 390 motor for many years because of its thrilling performance, but it's always been an engine that requires a lot of effort to get the most out of. And this is even more true in the BS6 era. Despite its crazy top-end performance, the KTM seems languid and gutless at the bottom of the rev range. You need to feed it loads of throttle to move around at low revs, and it feels clattery, juddery, and generally just rather unhappy. The engine begins to wake up at around 4000 RPM, and from then, the higher the tacho climbs, the happier this motor feels. This culminates in a magnificent crescendo at the top, with a delightful rush from 8000 to 10,000 RPM which never ceases to entertain. Triumph's new 398cc TR series engine outperforms KTM's. There is no high RPM excitement here, but this engine excels in its tractability and mid-range. It's a smooth, willing and eager motor from idle. It's incredibly pleased to take you around at low RPMs in the city with modest throttle inputs, and the relatively mild clutch only adds to the pleasure. Then, as you reach around 4000 RPM, everything comes alive. It shoots forward with tremendous vigor, and this meaty wave of torque can be surfed up to roughly 7500 RPM before progressively trailing off as you ascend to the 9200 RPM red line. The KTM remains more powerful and lighter, so when it comes to flat-out acceleration from a stop, it is still the faster bike here, taking you over a second less to reach 100. In fact, the KTM accelerates faster to 100 km per hour than the Triumph does to 90 km per hour. But that isn't the whole story. In our in-gear acceleration testing, the Triumph emerged quicker every single time, and this provides a much more accurate representation of real-world usefulness. The Speed's far more accessible power band allows you to exploit more of the performance, more of the time, and with far less effort. You're less likely to need a downshift when attempting to claim a newly opened gap in traffic or overtaking on the highway, so the performance feels smoother than it does on the KTM. Now let's talk about the seat comfort, ride and handling. The Duke makes its intentions plain even in how it seats you. You can tell you're riding a taut and aggressive motorcycle since the handlebar comes close to you and the foot pegs are higher up and rear set. The seat, although large, is also somewhat stiff, and the 390 Duke is far from the most welcome and accommodating bike available. When you get on the Triumph, you instantly feel more spacious. The most noticeable difference is the substantially longer seat-to-peg distance, which means your legs are less folded up, and bigger riders will undoubtedly bike more comfortably here despite the Speed's lower seat. The seat is much more comfortable and your arms have more room to roam around. However, the posture here is still sporty enough to keep you interested when you want. The Speed's attractive chassis package will also keep you fascinated. Show it some turn, and it's a very eager companion with a broader handlebar that provides more leverage and lighter steering than the Duke. The KTM still has a pretty sensitive front end, and there's always the possibility that a tank slapper is nearby when you hit a sharp bump or a nasty patch. Suspension. Now, for KTM riding through the city, the motorcycle never feels out of place, offering a comfortable experience at lower speeds. However, the suspension shines as you accelerate, enhancing the bike's stability. It's adept at handling speed breakers, potholes, and uneven roads, improving the ride quality. A standout feature is the adjustable suspension, a boon for enthusiasts. This allows riders to tailor the front compression and rebound, as well as the rear rebound and preload to their liking. Having this level of control to fine-tune your motorcycle's performance is truly remarkable. Handling is entirely predictable and simple, and a nicely selected suspension setup always keeps the bike stable. The slightly soft setup is also ideal for hooliganism behavior. You may notice wheelies and bunny hops creeping into your ride routine. However, the KTM takes the lead when it comes to going fast. There is a sensation of being connected to the bike. It is very communicative about everything that's going on, and this, along with the support of the firmer suspension setup, gives you the confidence to push hard on the twisties. Of course, as a result, the Duke could be more absorptive when the going gets tough, though it's also not as punishing as it formerly was. but the speed glides effortlessly over terrible stretches of road. On the other hand, the Speed 400 suspension are optimized for city riding, delivering a blend of comfort and sportiness. Below 80 km per hour, it smoothly navigates through rough patches, performing slightly better than its counterpart, the Duke, in this regard. At higher speeds though, it might feel less steady over bumps, but this doesn't overshadow its primary design for urban use. Although it lacks the adjustable suspension found in its pricier peer, the difference in cost justifies the disparity in features. Now about the brake type and the ABS. Both bikes are equipped with dual-channel ABS, which ensures excellent braking performance and safety in various scenarios by preventing wheel locking during hard braking. The KTM 390 Duke features a larger front brake disc size of 320mm than the Triumph Speed 400, which is at 300mm disc. A bigger disc can improve heat dissipation and increase braking power. The front brakes on both motorcycles have a 4-piston caliper, which indicates a powerful gripping force on the brake discs for effective braking. The Triumph Speed 400 has a rear disc brake size of 230mm, which is not specified for the KTM 390 Duke. This size difference can influence the rear braking performance, with larger discs generally providing better braking efficiency and heat management. Regarding the caliper type, the KTM 390 Duke utilizes a 2-piston caliper at the rear, whereas the Triumph Speed 400 uses a single-piston caliper. The KTM 390 Duke's braking system is characterized by larger front brake discs and dual-piston rear calipers, focusing on aggressive braking performance and heat dissipation. On the other hand, the Triumph Speed 400, with its specified rear brake size and single-piston rear caliper, suggests a balanced approach, potentially prioritizing a blend of performance and comfort. Now going to the price and features. The Speed 400, priced at 2.33 lakh rupees, does the same thing that the 390 Duke did when it initially came out, giving a very capable motorbike at an almost ridiculous price. Meanwhile, the Duke's price has steadily risen over the years, and it now costs 2.97 lakh rupees, more than 60,000 rupees higher than the Triumph. The motorbike includes adjustable levers, a bi-directional quick shifter for convenience, and a Bluetooth-enabled TFT display with helpful information. Triumph has given the Speed a simpler dash with innovative digi-analog clocks. No Bluetooth, but it does have traction control, which the KTM lacks. Design is subjective, but it is difficult to dispute that the two bikes' appearances represent their overall identities. The Triumph has a more broadly acceptable and appealing appearance, while the KTM is sharper, more aggressive-looking bike here. Objectively, the Speed is a better finished motorbike, with fantastic attention to detail and beautiful materials and finishes everywhere you look. While the KTM is a well-made motorcycle, it cannot equal the British brand's sense of specialness and premiumness. The verdict. At the end of the day, the KTM is still the more exhilarating motorcycle. If those are your primary concerns, this bike is for you. These purchasers ride their bikes aggressively and frequently, such as on track days, mountain twisties, and high-speed highways. The KTM is the more characterful, harder motorbike here, and remains the preferred choice for the more hardcore motorcyclist. And remember the upcoming 390 Duke, which promises to be the most significant improvement to the bike since its debut 10 years ago. The Triumph Speed 400 is celebrated as the most fuel-efficient bike in its class in India, making it an excellent choice for riders who prioritize mileage. It is known for its easy handling and stunning aesthetics, appealing to those who value performance and design. With low running costs, a 10,000-mile service interval, and a 2-year unlimited mileage warranty, the Speed 400 offers a compelling value proposition. If you're seeking thrilling power and performance, the KTM 390 Duke is hard to beat in this segment. Its accessibility and performance improvements over the previous generation make it a standout choice. Packed with features surpassing many bikes in the 500 to 600cc range, the Duke 390 provides exceptional value for its price. That being said, if your priority is fuel efficiency, easy handling, and cost-effective ownership, the Triumph Speed 400 is an excellent choice. On the other hand, if you're after power, performance, and a bike packed with features that can handle city streets and long-distance rides comfortably, the KTM 390 Duke should be at the top of your list. And that's the end of our big comparison between the Speed 400 and the KTM Duke 390. Which one did you like more? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember to hit that subscribe button